We're in the 25th Sunday of Ordinary Time, and the Gospel is confusing, which is okay. Before we get into the Gospel, it might be helpful to reflect on how each of us receives interruptions or invitations, or what is your natural first reaction when the phone rings, or somebody rings a doorbell, or knocks on the door, or stops you on the street? If we are really honest, the very first instant, maybe just for a half a second, is, what does this mean for me? What is it going to cost me? Will I be adequate? There's all kinds of reactions centered around our inconvenience, let's say that, or our loss of energy or time. Are we going to look good? Whatever it is. Generosity is not exactly our first reaction. It might be our first response. But we have to be aware of how self-centered each of us is by nature, and how grace comes to diminish the power of that selfishness. That's the context for the readings today. The Gospel is strange. The rich man finds out that his chief steward has been skimming off the top, or cheating, or selling his possessions. So he calls him in and he says, okay, you're done. You're done cheating me. So the steward says, wow, I can't dig, I can't beg, I'm weak and proud. I know what I'll do. I'll make little pacts with the other stewards. So I will help them cheat as I have been cheating. So he says, how much do you owe? He says, 100 gallons, or 100 quarts of olive oil. Write 50. And the guy says, okay, that's a good deal. So he enters in, not to the generosity of the head steward, but to his conniving. He enters in with the same kind of selfishness. And to the next guy, it says, write 50. You owe wheat? Yep. So now we're all cheating. And Jesus says, the steward, the head boss, the owner, says, you are really prudent. You know you're going to be poor and weak, so you make pacts so that you do have a future. You really took care of yourself. You're quite prudent. And I give you full credit for how crafty you are. You are crafty the way you cheated me. You are crafty the way you continue to cheat me for yourself. You're selfish. And then Jesus says, yeah, the people of this age, of this world, really do take care of their selfishness. Working out how are they going to succeed, how are they going to respond to the knocks on the door and the phone calls. They've worked it out themselves. And then he says, but the children of light, children of the relationship with me, they should be prudent about their futures as well. And the way to do that, Jesus says, is, he said, the people of this age, you should be like them. Make friends with money. Why? Because eventually it's going to fail you. You will be disappointed in getting your future security on this earth and in the next from what you possess, what you accomplish, what you steal. No, it's prudent, yes, to do that on this earth. But while you are on this earth as children of light, how do you invest in the future? Is it by accumulation? Actually, it's by fidelity and generosity. That while you are selfish and your first instinct is, this is going to cost me, that's very natural, and so it's blessed. But the children of light are prudent in how they spend time. And maybe that's the investment. I was praying about how much the self loves to be celebrated for what the self accomplishes or possesses. What Jesus says is, can you be wise enough to know that earthly possessions will fail you? Of not just money, but of title, identity. That will fail you. And then you will know that the God of eternity has given you time. In little increments of seconds and minutes. Blessed are you if you are faithful about what is very small, trustworthy. I have given you seconds and minutes and hours and days and months. I have given you time, very little things in which, by being faithful to them, you are receiving time not to celebrate yourself, but to distribute the self-giving love of God, the self-initiating, revealing goodness of God, that is a celebration of the goodness of God within the context of myself. So, I want to serve you. I also want to be good in giving this homily. I want to be good. The self in me wants to be good. Yes, I live with that. But I am also hopefully faithful to the time that God has given me to prepare this and to do it. So that the investment is God's investment in each of us with time and gifts. Happy are you if you are faithful over little things. Not getting your identity from what you possess, but actually what you distribute. That's a celebration not only of you, but of the giving God. So, just a reminder, Jesus is always calling, and it's always within the context of our selfish ego, self-serving, celebrating self. We can't help that. That's who each of us is. Now, can I be faithful over the invitations in every second, every minute? Can I make an investment of myself in what God has invested in me? Time and talents. What do you do? That's your personality. Why you do it is your spirituality. So again, we receive the Eucharist in a moment of time. And we say by that, I will receive your invitations within the context of the seconds and minutes you have given me. Gratefully.